Hey guys, D-Piddy here. So the trailer to Morbius came out. Morbius is more of a obscure character. He belongs within like the Spider-Man universe, obviously within the greater Marvel universe. Unless you read comic books or you watch the old cartoon show back in the 90s. You probably don't know who he is. He's a vampire. He's obviously stuck with Spider-Man as well as a couple of other heroes, Blade. Sony Pictures decided to make a film based around Morbius. He's an interesting character. He's definitely not a character that you would want to put money on. At least I don't think so. Like, Venom is such a huge name. He has merchandise all over the world. But Morbius, not so much. So when Sony Pictures initially announced that they were gonna make a Morbius movie, I was like, for real? Like, I don't know about Morbius, but apparently this trailer looks good. I actually had two of my friends text me like, yo, have you seen the Morbius trailer? You have to watch it. And I'm like, yo, guys, it's just Morbius. And two, it's not even part of like the MCU. Like, at this point, unless you are like part of the grander scheme of things, you almost don't care, because if it's not handled by Marvel Studios, it's most likely gonna flop. Like, so many movies under the Marvel umbrella that weren't directly produced by Marvel Studios usually just crash and burn. But apparently, you know, my friend told me that there's a weird tie-in to the MCU, and I'm like, how is that possible? But I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer, so I'm about to find out whether or not this looks really cool. All right, headphones in, and here we go. Okay, so we get a little countdown. That was
Michael,
cool.
I've known you since you were a child. You were given
Child trauma, of course. An origin story of that's very, very familiar.
You'll find it.
I don't remember. Was he like a doctor?
I should have died years ago. Why am I still here if not to fix this?
Isn't this like a Beethoven song? For Elise? Yeah, for Elise.
My last chance.
So I guess he's like a scientist or a doctor.
That's not exactly legal.
What is
I don't want to see you get hurt more than you already have.
This would be a cure.
He's gonna cut himself with. Okay, I totally called that. Alright, that Batcave? That's 2 on the nose. But yeah, I guess.
At what cost?
Super strength. Of course, super strength. The studio that brought you. Oh, Venom and the last 2 Spider-Man movies, yeah.
What's happening?
That shot was like straight up ripped from Batman Begins.
I feel like more alive than
Damn, he got buff.
strength and speed.
That's Nightcrawler from X-Men 2.
Echolocation.
Echolocation. So he has the abilities of a bat,
Consume blood.
and he wants to consume blood. Very. I hate that. Like, whoa. That's the Toby suit, right? That's Tobey Maguire suit, because of the triangle eyes. So this is murderer. So if this was tied in, so all right, questions. I have a bunch of questions now. So is this tied in with Sam Raimi's? Like, he kills Norman, but no one knows about that. Mysterio, right? Because they revealed at the end of Far From Home that he kills Mysterio.
There you have it, folks. Conclusive proof that Spider-Man was responsible for the brutal murder of Mysterio.
Okay, wait. Let's just watch the entire thing. I am now very curious. So.
To fix something that's broken.
Oh, time out. Was that Doctor Who? That was Doctor Who. Okay. I'm tripping out. Anyways, continue.
until the remedy is worse than the disease.
Pause. Okay, he looks pretty. That looks good. That's a good Morbius. That's sick. Look at it. Okay, I like what they did with him. God, he looks dope. That was cool, and I like the logo. So the logo's pretty cool. Well, that was pretty decent.
Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing.
What's up, Doc?
No. Was that That was Vulture, right? Hold on, let's watch that again. That was definitely Michael Keaton. So
Got tired
let's
of doing
watch.
the whole good guy thing.
What's up, Doc?
Yo, okay. What the f? So is this part of the MCU? Because what? Okay, that has to be Vulture, right? Why would they hire somebody who played a villain in a Spider-Man movie and cast him in another is a Spider-Man movie? Does that mean the MCU coexists with the Spider-Man? So is the Spider-Man universe part of the MCU then? Because I would like that. Because apparently the MCU made an agreement to make a third movie alongside Sony Pictures to help co-produce the third Spider-Man movie. So he's still gonna be tied in with the Avengers. Okay, time out. I am okay. Not only does this movie look pretty decent, but the fact now that without a shadow of a doubt, this has to be part of the MCU, right? Vulture's in it. So if that means Vulture's in it, and so technically Venom is in the MCU too. Okay, time out. So this is okay. I'm stumbling over my words. I didn't prepare for this. Okay, calm down. So this is what I think is gonna happen, right? MCU is gonna close off Peter being in the MCU with the third movie, and then Sony is basically gonna handle Spider-Man and his villain. So he's gonna be doing his street level stuff. Well, I don't think it's gonna be completely street level. I mean, it's a blockbuster, so it's gonna be some type of high stakes, but I feel like it's mostly gonna be focused on just New York in general. And then, you know, if Marvel wanted to borrow Spider-Man, they'll be like, hey Peter, you're coming back to work with the Avengers, but you're also gonna be doing your own thing. So that's cool. I feel like that is a good relationship. The comic books was always separated anyways, right? Like, in terms of storytelling, Spider-Man always dealt in like his little bubble, the X-Men dealt in their little bubble, the Avengers dealt in their little bubble, and then the Fantastic Four was kind of dealing with their own thing, right? And then everyone was just kind of like, you know, borrowing here and there, but they mostly stayed amongst themselves within those bubbles. And then once in a while there'd be a huge crossover like Civil War or whatever, and then everybody, you know, messes with each other. But, you know, generally it's like X-Men, Spider-Man, Avengers, and Fantastic Four, right? That's mainly how it goes in the comics. I think if Sony did like just focus on Spider-Man and the MCU basically focused on everything else, and, you know, Spider-Man just kind of like hopped in between both stories, I think it would work. If this is the agreement that Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal like thought up, you know, like in the meetings, I think we're in for a really good future for comic book movies, and at least in terms of Marvel characters. So, yeah, dude, that was tight. I was not expecting that. I am very, very excited now. Not just for this movie, but for Spider-Man and all of just Marvel comic book movies. I'm flabbergasted. That's it. I'm done.